So happy to have you here. Thank you for coming. Um, I want to introduce you. This is the Swing Dolls right here. We've got Andrea, Cara, and Samantha. Thanks so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having us.
You are so
We're thrilled to be
welcome.
here.
So how did this get started? How did the Swing Dolls become a thing?
Well, it was about 20 years ago. So I just realized that we're celebrating 20 years as a group, but the cast has changed a little over time. We were doing a review of a 1940s show out of town, and three of us got together and said, we could do this in LA. Let's make a group. Let's create something. So we created our own arrangements. We transcribed them from the original recordings, listening carefully to every note. And we just started booking really, really slowly. I think the first thing we ever did maybe was just singing a cappella to someone in a restaurant. And then it just started taking off. And now we have three wonderful ladies. I was one of the founders. And, over time we changed cast.
Now, the connection with World War II, were you all World War II buffs before you joined this? Were you fans of the Andrews sisters? What was the connection with the Second World War?
Well, I mean, I'll speak for the three of us. I think, I was actually really interested in World War II, partially because my grandfather was in the Army in World War II, but also I knew the music of the Andrews sisters. And the thing about it is that the power of music during World War II especially was unprecedented because of the radio. There was no radio in World War I. So now you have this way to connect with the troops, to lift their spirits, to help connect them to their loved ones at home. And, except for in the most intense combat situations, they had access to music and to the radio. And so the music was really important to lift their spirits. So that's why I think that we love it so much. There's this connection that takes place when you hear the music, when you share it with other people, that music of the 1940s, that is really, really special.
I was going to talk about how much, the Andrews sisters, means to me and how the special thing with the Andrews sisters was that they had this sound that was so tight and unified and so lively and spirited and they were three beautiful young girls that they were America's sweethearts. So when the dark times of World War II were, weighing on everyone, you had this sound on the radio that just sparked people and made them feel joyous again. So I think there was just nothing else like them. They were the first vocal group to go platinum. They were, their style was, they took a little bit from the Boswell sisters from the 30s. They had a little twang because they were copying a group from Louisiana, but then they added their own twist. They did covers of songs from early times and just made them jazzy, and people could dance to them. And that's what they wanted. America we needed that lift. So I just think the playfulness of it is what gave people that lift.
There's a lot of work that goes into the group. The Swing Dolls is a labor of love for sure, though. And I think, it makes it all worth it just when those veterans tell us, you sound just like the Andrews sisters, and other people too, who lived during that time and who knew and who even saw the Andrews sisters. We've met so many people through the years who have seen the Andrews sisters, and they said, you took me right back to that time in my life. And it's really, really special, and that's the purpose behind what we do, is to honor veterans, and specifically World War II veterans, because, we all owe them such an incredible debt for our freedom. And being able to bring their service into the consciousness of the people that we perform for is truly an amazing honor. And that's why we do what we do.
You are connecting with people, and you're doing it with your music, but you're going beyond that, and you're sending this message that this is important. This music is important. This time was important. And these people are extremely important, to remember. Absolutely. And to, as you say, to honor. So let's talk about the veterans. What are they like when you do these shows? Do they get up and dance? Do you see them just come to life? What's that like?
Well, I have one particular image in my mind, which is, my father and my grandfather fought in the Pacific during World War II. So both of them were veterans of the Navy. And I remember my father getting to stand for the salute to the armed forces, which we do, which is where we do a medley of all of the songs of the armed forces, and we ask those who served and their loved ones to stand and be recognized. So when you see those veterans stand up, and especially when they're in their 90s and they got to this show and they're going to stand, and they're going to stand like they were a soldier back in the 1940s, and you can see it in their eyes, that intensity, that pride. Even if they were hunched before, they lift their shoulders, and it's so moving to see the veterans get up. So that really strikes me.
What a gift you're giving to them, to offer them that opportunity to feel that time again. Because I always tell people, when it comes to World War II and the veterans, it was the worst of times, but it was also the best of times. They created bonds with each other and became truly brothers with their unit, with their small groups. And so tell me a little bit about the types of gigs that you do, who books you for events, and then maybe you can tell us how our viewers can see more of the Swing Dolls.
Yeah, I mean, we sing a lot for so many different types of audiences, I would say. We sing for current servicemen and women, we sing for veterans and their families. We'll put on shows for the general public where people who are just fans of the Andrews Sisters and jazz and their music will come. Gosh, I mean, we also sing for a lot of retirement communities just because they hold a lot of people from that generation and people who grew up listening to the Andrews Sisters. But we've even had young people come up after our shows. I mean, I think we had an 8-year-old boy once come up after a show in Georgia a few years ago saying how much he loved the Andrews Sisters and their music. And it's just, I think that's amazing to see a whole new generation come to enjoy this music, that's, gosh, I mean, what are we going on, like 70, 80 years now? I mean, it's.
If you're winning the hearts and minds of young people like that, I think you're doing definitely something right.
Go ahead, Kara.
Yeah, we did appear on, we just appeared on the Huckabee Show on TBN, and that was a really exciting thing to do. It was live TV, and it was just really, really exciting. So that was a recent thing. That was in November. We've done the honor flight for the Pearl Harbor veterans returning back for the 75th commemoration of that event. We performed for them at LAX, actually. And that was one of my favorite gigs because we were dancing with veterans here just in an American Airlines terminal at LAX. And it was really something that will never happen again, and we got to experience that. So those are some of our favorite things. I think another really cool thing about what we do, which Sam said, we perform for a lot of retirement communities, and several of them we've been back to multiple times, and we are able to create relationships and ongoing friendships with the people, the residents, and a lot of them veterans, of course. And that is some of my favorite times, are going back and revisiting our new friends and these special people. And Andrea's, I know, kept in touch with Orlando and several other people. And, we sometimes will send them happy birthday wishes, or we'll take, if we're in the area, we'll stop by and take them a photo of all of us together. So yeah, those are some of our favorite times.
I just wish you all the best, and really want to say again, thank you so much for coming on. This has been fantastic.
Thank you so
Tony,
much
for having us.
Thank you so much for having us.
The Swing Dolls, everybody. The Swing Dolls. Find out more about the Swing Dolls at their website, theswingdolls.com. Please also visit their YouTube channel, The Swing Dolls, where you can watch lots of more videos of them, and you'll find them on Twitter and Facebook as well.